Okay, it looks like we're rolling. Greetings, 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 dear Pisces. This is you. Over here is Tarot Lumination, and this is your love and relationship mini report for what we call August 2018. Let's just jump straight into some notes here. Hold on. I'm not going to bother with all the tons of stuff going on this month except for the eclipse, okay? It's just too much, you know. I'm just going to give you this one big calendar moment, okay? August 11th, the eclipse. This is the new moon Leo eclipse. So, Pisces, for you, this is happening over here in your sixth house. You've got the sun, the moon, Mercury, and the North Node all over here. The sixth house, what are we talking about? Health, service, refinement, refining, purifying, cleansing, clearing up, tasks, habits, routines, your lifestyle, health, your healthy lifestyle. What are you doing to take care of yourself on a daily basis? What are you doing in your service to others? Uh, Routine chores, cleaning up habits, old habits, new habits. So when we're looking at the eclipses here, just imagine really, really ancient old habits of health and lack of health uh, being eclipsed away from you, and new habits, healthier habits, being eclipsed into your life. Okay? Nothing to do with love and relationship at all at this point, but it needs to be suggested. We'll come to this later, of course, on the broad spiritual reports. Okay, that's later. That's coming later. So just for now, let's just get on with your reading over here. This is for love and relationships. So this is how we're going to do it, people. There's you. There's the significant other, and there's the relationship. This is a separate entity, okay? That's how we do it on Tarot Illumination. We read here on the understanding that the relationship has a life and an energy, an identity, and a purpose and a mission of its own. And in a truly loving relationship where you love the other and the other loves you, then this is what really counts, okay? And all affairs, all business is conducted through the relationship. What can I bring to you, honey? Oh, I was going to ask you, what can I do for you? Instead of direct, traditional, old-fashioned, simple one-on-one. What am I trying to get out of you? What are you trying to get out of me? Let's just make it happen. And those kind of things tend to fall apart pretty quick. But when you've got something like this, or at least if you're aware of this, then you have a chance. Okay, you actually have a chance. So let's have a look. We're going to keep it really simple. I'm hoping some of you have probably never been here before, but we're going to use the spread that matches that little chart here. Okay. Cards were well shuffled in advance. No jumpers, no flyers, no oracles, no reversals. And you'll see how it all comes out in a moment. I like to think of this as the crucible spread. It's a Tarot Illumination crucible spread. So on the understanding that this is a crucible, both parties willingly and deliberately choosing each other and creating a crucible, which is a very strong structure in which all the ups and downs of intimacy and separation, as we intimate and separate in relationship, can occur without everything blowing up. All right? Which is often what happens. So let's have a look. No jumpers. No jumpers, no flyers, no oracles, no reversals. So we're going to keep it stripped down, bare bones, very simple. If you've seen this before, please just forgive the repetitions of information and getting everybody up to speed. Okay, it's just that we have to take into account people who've never ever, dropped in here before. All right, so, give me a second. Please give me a second. All right, we're just warming up, getting into it. All right, here we go. That's good. Cards are shuffled. Good old-fashioned deck here. Okay, we're going to keep it really, extreme. Okay, I'm going to break this up to an extreme level. Okay, this over here, dear Pisces, this would be your love energy that you're radiating. Think of yourself like a smartphone or even just a basic cell phone. You're always transmitting and receiving energy, whether you know it, like it, or not. and in phone voice mode, not text, not data, voice mode. So you're transmitting and receiving simultaneously if you want. Look at it that way. Over here, it's the same thing for a significant other. Over here, deep down inside of you at the heart and soul level, deep down inside of the other at the heart and soul level, and to the very core, the relationship itself, okay? Can you see the crucible here? This is a cup. This is like a heavy-duty crucible like they use in science, a container that can withstand intense pressures while we intimate and we separate, while we do all this, while we are loving, while we are loved, while we do this, while we do this, and then while we do this, yum, 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 however it works out. Or if it's combative, whatever it is, it happens in the context of the crucible. Over here, momentum, prospects, okay? Now we're going to look at circumstantial energy around you. Remember, this is not a couples reading. This is just for you, Pisces, and we're allowing for a significant other over here. Let's have a look. Here's the weather. Okay, with the King of Pentacles, my feeling over here for you, Pisces, is to be aware that it's, to me, it feels like it's very, very important to take charge. Like if you are not fully in charge of your material, physical world, money, finances, job, home, stability, everything to do with finances, the structure of your, pretty much your kingdom, the world in which you operate. It's an indication that if you're not operating at optimal levels, it's time to become acutely aware of what is not optimized and then focus some attention on there to get it up to that level. The universe wants you to be optimal. It's shining on you. It just wants that to be. So it can also indicate that you are surrounded by, let's say, the chance to learn about opulence and the chance to come into mastery of your physical world, perhaps in ways that you've never done before. When it comes to love and romance and love and relationship, we're talking about love is as love does, where love is literally like the healing power of love in action. In other words, what's the next thing that you're going to do, dear Pisces, that would be expressive of love, an act of love? How are you going to do that at the most optimal level? Okay, loving thyself first of all. So let's have a look. What are you radiating here? Okay. Okay. Here's the Fool. Insanity. Yeah. Judge me if you want. I don't care. You're as crazy as I am. Do I care? No. I am on my own journey. Thank you very much. I'm not going to judge you for being on yours. Don't judge me for being on mine. I am deeply loving and I'm deeply loved, and I am going to make the absolute best of it. My feeling here is that you're aware of the dynamics involved in having to reach a level of mastery, what I would say is with over here in your 6th house. In other words, it's very, very, you're probably feeling that it's very, very important for you to get your own stuff together, your own lifestyle, your own habits, your yoga practice, your meditation practice, your daily routines. Get that stuff organized with this new moon Leo eclipse to get ready for what's going to happen. When we get into the 7th house energy, in other words, cleaning up your act so that you can be optimized for love and relationship. So that's how I'm seeing this right now. So let's go back to this. It is a journey, okay? Now, especially with the eclipses, what might happen is you might be very aware whatever is being ripped out of your life, eclipsed out of your life that is no longer healthy, and what is being eclipsed into your life that is good for you. The thing is, it could be quite uncomfortable, okay? And that can affect how you relate to others and how others to relate to you, and even including a deep loving relationship. So to me, it feels like allow for anything to happen. Be ready, willing, and able to receive that which is yours, the bounty and the goodness that is yours. Be ready, willing, and able to do the very, very best you can in the most self-respecting way possible as you go through these eclipses, on the realization that even though it's in your sixth house, people will sense that. Like, what are you doing, Pisces, that is so cool about improving your, let's say, self-care habits, how you take care of yourself, loving thyself first so that you can be there for the other. Okay, let's have a look at the other. Okay, so Pisces, it feels to me that you might be relating. Okay, hold on. If you guys are single, you can still watch us if you want to, if you allow for the laws of attraction, because you're always radiating stuff and then something gets bounced back to you. If you're already hooked up, then this is like more relevant, so to speak. Not more relevant, but like it's right in your face, so to speak. So with the Two of Swords over here, my feeling is that in your own like freedom of just being you, uh, where you're giving yourself full permission to do and feel and live and experience whatever you have to through August to come out the other side of the eclipses so that you are aligned with the new beginnings in terms of like getting your act together. And in so doing, it might be a little disruptive for a significant other. You know how, like, when couples get to this point where they focus on themselves, okay, minding their own business, still being very loving, still being very loved, but we do need private time. Like, you need to be you, they need to be themselves. And things like codependency are not healthy, where you can't function without each other in terms of like being uh, deeply uh, like enabling the other or dependent on the other in such a way that's very unhealthy. What I'm suggesting here is that it looks to me like you're really focusing on your own health and needs and habits in such a way that you're allowing anything to happen that's good for you, but it could be a little unsettling for the other, like where they're like, oh, what on earth are you up to? What on earth has this got to do with our love life? And then it's almost like you don't even have time to explain. You just got to get on with it. You have to. You are literally just getting on with your life. No offense to the other, but why don't you just get on with your life too? But this energy could be so strong coming from you that it might perplex the significant other to the point where they can show energy of like withholding, withdrawing, retreating from you, from the relationship itself, because they're not quite sure what's going on here. It doesn't mean anything good or anything bad. It's just like a safety maneuver, like a self-protection maneuver. And it's almost like they're choosing to decide not to decide, and that is a decision, rather than being very actively participating with you. Uh, they are like responding to you in your own wonder here, and basically giving you some room to be you. That's sort of how I'm feeling it, okay? Which is actually nice. We need to do that with each other. It's very, very important to give each other space, give each other room to be themselves and who they are. Check in, of course, however you do that. Constant communication is very, very important. I don't see this as a communication breakdown. I just see it as a deliberate decision by their energy to gracefully withdraw and not interfere with your own evolutionary growth that is triggered by these eclipses, okay? Well, by this particular eclipse, okay? Let's have a look deep down inside of you. A Queen of Cups energy, my feeling here is that all you really mean is well. There is no malice intended here. It could be very, very subtle. And I know for you guys, Pisces, you can be so sensitive to just tiniest nuances of energy in a relationship, like, oh, the good stuff, oh, the tragic stuff, oh, the tedious stuff, oh, the thrilling stuff, oh, the intimate, gooey stuff, oh, just the challenging conflicts of deep inner soul conflict stuff. Oh no, oh no, oh no. And then my feeling here is that you're aware of how that all works. They're aware of how that all works. And there's no grief here. But at the soul level, with the Queen of Cups energy, it's like it's deliberate. It's like you're deliberately diving into this eclipse energy here, knowing that things are going to inevitably change, and you're going to have to become your shiniest, brightest self more than ever, knowing that this is not going to come back again for another almost 20 years from now. So you're kind of going for broke, going for making the best of that you possibly can. In the time being, even though it's nothing directly to do with lovey-dovey stuff, your health and well-being, your habits of self-care and caring for like your day-to-day practices affect your love relationship with a significant other. So my feeling is that deep down, all you have is the very, very best of intentions, to kind of load up on love. Like it's deliberate. The whole idea of your behavior right now is to maximize the love energy that you can radiate from yourself to the point where you don't even know what to do with it. So that's a good goal. That's a good ambition at the heart and the soul level here. So it's very, to me, it feels very benevolent. Let's have a look at the other. What are they radiating here as well? Okay. Well, I know it sounds strange that I'm laughing at it here, but my feeling is even more amplified than before. Your actions and your behavior as you live your life in the context of a loving relationship, like there's you, there's the other, there's the relationship, and you are living this in the context of the relationship, doing your best to be honoring your true self in the context of the relationship, and trusting that the other is being their true self in the context of the relationship. But my feeling is that what's happening with you, Pisces, is so kind of like a little bit like out of the ordinary, that it's freaking them out a little bit to the point where they almost don't know what to do with you or about you in the context of relationship. Again, no harm here, but to me it feels like they don't have an option except to kind of detach and allow you to go through your eclipses type energy here, and just they're giving you a huge amount of room to be who you are. So it sounds absurd, like there's no cups here or anything, but to me this looks like a very deeply, profoundly loving gesture from a significant other towards you, where it's almost like they're saying, I have no clue what you're up to. And you know what? I'm not even going to try to figure it out. I know that you have the best and most deeply loving intentions, to the point where I'm very, very lucky. I feel very lucky to have you in all of this. I don't get it. I don't understand you. I love you on your wild and crazy journeys, dear Pisces. It's just very disorienting for me. So if you don't mind, I'm going to deliberately just kind of put myself on the like I'm not withdrawn, but I'm detaching. I'm detaching, and I'm going to observe through this and live through this like I'm watching a movie. I still love you very much, and I know that you love me very much. I love you very much, and that's okay. It's just that the eclipses that are happening with us, with you, are affecting me in such a way that the most loving option I can offer to you is to more or less detach. And then stuff will happen again in September, October, November, whatever. But for now, this is okay. And they will observe calmly, neutrally, as no matter how disorienting it is for them while you live through this, they're still there for you. Let's have a look at the core itself here. Okay. My feeling is, don't be scared of this, the Four of Pentacles here. My feeling is that we're kind of going through this phase of all best of intentions here from you, Pisces, to create newer, better, stronger foundations for the crucible itself. Like in your own weird, magical, divine, mystical, spiritual way, what you're actually doing is going deep, working on yourself in the most like in a way that makes you most proud to be you, because of all this Leo energy here, in a way that's very evident to others, like unmistakably evident. It just might be unusual. And with the purpose and the mission of investing in this and creating a stronger crucible that already exists. Okay, for example, if you have a fractured, flawed, or weakened or broken relationship at the moment, Pisces, and it needs repairs, then the Four of Pentacles here is an indication that you're in your own like obscure, uh, tangential way. That's kind of what you're doing. Like the goal is to deliberately build a structure, new foundations, new structures, new frameworks for the loving relationship to go forward. And I see that as deliberate. Again, it could be quite disorienting for them because for you to explain this to them might be extremely hard to do. So it's almost like you're just going to have to trust in the love and the relationship. Just go freaking go for it, go blind, and just allow that. It's going to be a little weird for a while until the eclipses settle down, probably towards the end of September. But the intentions are very loving and very, very good to create greater power, greater strength for the crucible itself, so that you can have the chance to endure even deeper challenges going down the road. Perhaps you, Pisces, will have to endure deep challenges as they go through their own like eclipse energies. And the relationship will have to be able to hold that. Sometimes it gets very, very shaky, as you grow as an individual, as they grow as an individual. Right now, they're giving, to me, it looks like they're giving you a lot of room to be you so that you can, you know, maximize, optimize yourself and attain mastery of these things. It's almost like becoming a master on the physical realm of creating the strongest, most powerful, enduring, responsible, stable, physical, worldly framework for the relationship to continue to endure. And that is a very noble task. You might not even have mentioned any of this to the significant other because they might be way over here like, oh, I have no idea what's going on. I don't even ask me. I have no idea what they're up to. But you're taking care of business as best you can. It's like you don't even have time to text or phone or email or have cuddle up conversations about what is actually going on here. You're just doing it because the eclipses don't really give you an option. They're like gateways. They force things to happen. And so you're just going for it. That's what it looks like here. So I'm happy for you. Let's have a look at the momentum. Okay. So with the Nine of Wands here, my feeling is that in the context of a loving relationship, what can happen? It's like you're coming in with the best of intentions, okay? Full of good, solid, loving intentions, all right? And they're over here giving you some serious room, serious wiggle room. But the reality is, deep down, it's actually kind of hard for them to do this. So it's almost like the test of the relationship itself. So as you come out of the eclipses and you kind of get back into more a cuddly, fuzzy, like old-fashioned type thing, where you get more and more back to this, what it feels like to me is that you're going to have to go through a period where it's almost like the relationship is being tested for endurance. And you know that in your own way. They know that in their own way. They don't understand or necessarily know the hows, whats, and whys and wherefores of what you're doing and how you're doing it. But they know the intentions are loving and good. And you understand all this already. But what actually happens is that it's like in order for you to evolve and grow and to be more loving and to be more loved, You have to go through this. You have to honor yourself in your own journey, and that happens to indirectly put pressure on the relationship, like we just described here, which can, take both parties to the limit. But that's not the end of the world. What it does is it's almost like cementing. It's almost like testing the relationship. Like, let's see how far we can take this in order so that I can benefit from this relationship for my own spiritual growth and evolution, because there's going to come a time when you're going to want to do the same thing. So I have to be prepared to be willing to step aside while you go through the inverse thing. It's almost like we flip the reading around. So your gestures are very deeply, lovingly intended, even if it puts pressure on the significant other to the point where they have no option except to like detach a little bit. And so that puts pressure on the relationship as a whole, but that's almost like the testing of the crucible. It's almost like you're testing it as you build the increased strengths and foundations of the crucible, the structure. You're testing it to see how much more it can take. Okay, so I'm going to kind of leave it at that. I don't want to say anything more because I'll probably spoil it. Please, do the usual routine. Watch for your sun, moon, and rising, especially if they're all different. And then reinterpret everything to suit yourself. Reinterpret this to suit yourself. I know a lot of you are very avid readers anyway, so go for it, Just please allow for the crucible structure, okay? All right, thank you so much, Pisces. All the best. Thanks for visiting. Bye-bye.